David?
Can you start with this Tampa defense? So many people focus on Brady, but just how good they are and what are the biggest challenges that Dak and his offense face?
Well, very talented. I mean, I think like anything, you start up front. They have really good rotation. Obviously, adding a rookie there. So I'm not sure what Sue's status would be, but I think when you look at their bookends and they're strong inside, and I think what really gives them the flexibility is the two linebackers, because they can stay in nickel pretty much to any offensive personnel. So I think just the way their front is designed, they're able to give you a lot of scheme. I mean, they're high in scheme, quarters based. So and then like their safeties, both very instinctive, and so veteran defense, and you can see that I thought they got better as the year went on last year.
Is Connor Williams back today?
Yes.
And Angry as well?
No, not today.
What about Lyle?
No, actually he is back today. Yeah.
Okay.
Anger will be back today.
You have to make
Lyle will practice today. Yeah, he was cleared yesterday by Dr. Cooper.
Do you have a roster spot to get Anger back on? I think you're at 50.
Yeah, we actually Zach Martin has tested positive, so he's in the COVID protocol.
Is that not?
That's the only one so far. They're hopefully the only one.
Is that pretty much knocking out of the game? With the
I would say so. Yes.
You have to proceed at this point. He won't be there, and can you talk about who you will use in that position?
Yeah, right now we'll continue to work the combinations, but Connor McGovern will take the majority of the reps at right guard today. You'll see that. We're actually in virtual meetings this morning. We're just trying to contain, make sure that we're doing our due diligence with the COVID protocol procedures. But the players are en route right now, so we'll have a normal practice, and then we'll be social distance and have our afternoon meetings will be the same, and we'll do the same process again tomorrow.
I know you haven't necessarily maybe thought of it in these terms, but since you're back in the real world now, I mean, it's a different environment than last year, and this is a kind of a reminder. Do you think there's going to be more random insertions of this, more possibility than really you had last year because of the way you were kind of separated?
Yeah. Well, I think if you watch the numbers, I mean, there's definitely, it's the numbers are up, in our society. So I think we understand what we need to do, and I think we're more rehearsed in the protocols and the adjustments. Like making an adjustment today with the team, it was pretty seamless. So everybody came in and we tested from 5:30 to 8, and then we started at 8:30. So we're still going to get our work done.
You're going to Florida this week. The state has had higher numbers. Have you talked to your team about families stay home? Those kinds of things. So when you get back, no more issues arise.
Yeah, I think it's just like anything, and I think we put it in place very quickly last year. The ability not only to have a safe environment, because I mean, frankly, in my opinion, I think the safest place for all of us is here at work. Just because of the way the facility's cleaned each and every day, and what they do here at night, and the testing opportunity. So everything's in place. We have a year of experience under our belt, but also our players and staff members have the opportunity to test their family members to keep their home spaces as clean as possible. So we'll just continue to emphasize those things.
This is a small procedural thing, but like today, do you have the assistants call all of their players? Do you just send it over phone and assume they'll see it that way, or how do you contact everybody?
I mean, we got the news yesterday morning as a coaching staff when we were in here. So I mean, we have a different number of different outlets that we use. We have a Teamworks app that is kind of the main line for communications, but then we have follow-ups. I mean, we use text, and then we have the ability to text the whole staff, text the whole team. So and then every coach makes sure that everybody's in tune. The rookies had to be at the trailer at 5:30, so those guys I was over at 5:30. So I mean, we have a good communication network.
Does it, when a player in a group tests positive, does it change what immediately you do with that group? For example, I mean, you had a couple of safeties, so then do you test all of the safeties.
Well, we're all still wearing the contract tracing.
Still something
Yes,
you still
yes. So that process is still the same. So I mean, when you have the positive test, I mean, there's Jim Maurer does an excellent job, and and then there's a league conference call that they go through. So I mean, there's a process that they go through and identify the potential risk.
Is Zach the only one on the in COVID protocol right now, or Noah Brown or anyone else?
Noah Brown is in COVID protocol, and
Brandon Knight.
no. I mean, he's a high risk, close contact. Yeah,
So he can't practice because he's there?
correct. Yeah.
The vaccine's obviously not a fail-safe in this situation, but are you surprised that this is that the guys that you've had have had symptoms if they've been vaccinated and things like that?
I think I'm not going to generalize them all, but I think some of the symptoms has been more like a general cold. And I think our guys have done a great job. As soon as they feel something, they come in regardless of the time. And Jim and Britt have done a great job of staying on top of it. And so, as soon as someone feels something, we've been getting tested, and so I feel our process is in order.
Once you see Connor McGovern coming through camp, we asked you about him, how on start, but I know
Yeah.
he's getting a lot of reps in that regard.
I think he's definitely more comfortable on the right side than the left side. I think the video would reflect that. But that's difficult, particularly for young inside players, playing left guard and right guard. So, I think he's a little more comfortable on the right. So, I mean, I think he'll definitely be ready for this opportunity.
What did you like, what you saw from him over the course of really this offseason and during training camp?
I mean, great work ethic. I thought he finished last year. I thought he was one of the stronger performers in our offensive line at the end of the season. Was here every day. I mean, he was definitely one of the off-season bright spots. Of an off-season where we had a lot of bright spots. So he's very diligent, same guy every day. I like the way Connor goes about his business.
Zach's mindset, have you been able to talk to him and just how he?
No, I mean I'm frustrated, obviously, but hey, this is the world we live in right now.
From an injury standpoint, how's Donovan Wilson doing, and do you expect him to be available for the game?
I expect Donovan to practice today.
Last year you had some home games and maybe a road game or two with fans. This is going to be a packed stadium. You practice with crowd noise anyway. Is there ever a time where crowd noise is crowd noise? Does 67,000 make that much of a difference between 25,000 people in the stadium?
Oh, I think in my experience, I mean, obviously we don't have that gap, between 68 and 25. I mean, it's usually 65 to 75, whatever. Where I think the type, the stadium that you play in, the history of it, you can't practice it enough. I think, especially coming off of last year, I think it's clearly why we've been practicing it since the spring, just because we just haven't done a lot of it. And and I think the continuity of your offensive line practicing together every day is a big part of that. So that's something that we've had a lot of moving parts with our offensive line, and so that's even increased the number of periods of why we're doing it, because we need more work at it. So, and we'll be ready to go in Tampa.
You guys, some coaches pump music in for their noise, but
Yeah.
you actually use crowd noise. You don't want guys bouncing around to the music that they like, or is it?
No, I mean, I've done both, but I think crowd noise is more appropriate. I mean, it's annoying, makes you focus. I think the music, you can get caught up in the beat and be late getting off the ball. Kidding, but I just, I think it's, it's crowd noise. It's an annoying sound, and it's really, making everybody focus.
Mike, I know Dalton and Blake have both been practicing in recent weeks, but where are they as they return from the ankle injury and from the longer-term knee injury?
They're both full go. In my mind, yeah, they have no restrictions.
What do you see as a potential for them as a group to do this year?
Oh, I think it's gonna be great to have him. I think that the year Dalton had last year was just kind of his his opportunity, and he's a very instinctive, smart player. I think he's so productive. The little things, he does such a great job at all the little things, and I think that him and Blake complement each other very well.
Tampa, they have every starter back from their team last year. I don't know what the stat was for your team in Green Bay when you guys coming back after you won the Super Bowl. What's that advantage coming in with everybody being the same for them, you think?
I mean, it's a good place to be. Coming out of the Super Bowl, lockout year also, I think it definitely helped us, back in 2011. So, but I mean, hey, we've all had a full training camp, so we're looking forward to getting down there competing, and they obviously hit their stride very well at the end of the year, and made the run through the playoffs and won the Super Bowl. So I mean, they definitely have a lot of momentum.
Having been in that position before, again, everyone's excited about the opener because it's been a while since you played, but when you came back as a Super Bowl champion in that first game, was there even a different kind of emotional or different level to it in that first game back after you won?
I mean, it's a fun game to play in. I mean, regardless of what sideline you're on. I mean, obviously, I enjoyed it more being on the home sideline. I could remember sitting in my office before the game and hearing Maroon 5 right outside the window, and I thought, this is pretty cool. But once the ball's kicked off, it's football. I mean, it's a great game for the fans. It's a great environment. I know our guys will be juiced up. It'll be a fun environment to compete in, and that's really, for me, that's as far as it goes. So we're just anxious to get out there and compete for our first win.
While Gronkowski and I are mismatched last season, the defense struggled against pass catching tight ends. What are some of the keys to containing them?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the first part of your question?
While Gronkowski and I are mismatched last season, the defense struggled against pass catching tight ends. What are some of the keys to containing them?
Well, I mean, it's just like anything. We want to be able to match personnel and be in a position where we have clean plays, clean schemes, clean calls, and let our guys go out and play. So I mean, as far as how we match up and how they use him based on formation, that's why you play the game. I mean, we're definitely aware of Rob's his ability. I mean, he's been a matchup challenge his whole career. So I mean, he's such a big target, has a great catching radius, and and I think sometimes you don't recognize how good of a blocker he is. I mean, he's definitely probably one of the premier blockers at his position, in quite some time. So, but with that, we got to play our game, and how we match up with him will be part of that.
Will y'all be back and forth between outdoors and indoors, or try and focus all out?
We'll be outside today. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.